Why is this big tent up in Nicola Sturgeon's garden?
She got 2 garden waste bins, is that... You know, in Scotland, I mean, if there's a big loan crisis involving the leader, you know, something happens. In this country, you know, usually the bloke stays as chairman of the BBC, so...
Oh, sorry, no, I'm just being told you're not even allowed to think. So, shall we have a quick game, which we're calling Cuffed or Stuffed?
It's Matt Hancock.
It is Matt Hancock. It is Matt Hancock. So, cuffed or stuffed?
You saying stuffed?
I'm saying stuffed.
In what way has he been stuffed?
Almost every way you can imagine.
Judging by the expression on his face, what's happening while that photo was taken?
You're right, he entrusted all his private WhatsApp messages to journalist Isabel Oakeshott. Why did he do that?
Because he's really stupid.
How did a lawyer who was asked to act on behalf of Matt Hancock embarrass himself on GB News?
Who was actually recently asked to act for Matt Hancock. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, I have to say that's disappointing because I made it absolutely clear to your programme. I asked them not to disclose that. And that is very, very poor journalism.
Yeah, we're not specifically talking about this. Can you? I've just been given the actual email that you sent to my producer, which they'd like me to read out. As a courtesy to the lady who approached me to act for Matt Hancock, I would be grateful if it was mentioned that he asked me to act for him. So it seems that you actually...
You're absolutely right that it's my mistake. I missed out the knot. I take all of that back. My abject apologies.
How does he find these people? Cuffed.
Who's been cuffed? Who is he? Do you recognise this man?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? Did he used to be on Rainbow? No.
And in America, you can run for president even if you're in prison. There are no rules.
That's right. Well, they never thought that it would happen, so they didn't construct a law to stop it.
But what's technically the offence?
Oh, it's not an offence to pay somebody hush money, but to describe it as a business transaction was the illegal part.
If she'd been, say, a pole dancer working in Britain...
Yeah. Oh, Ian, what have you done?
This is the story of the Labour attack ads.
That can't be right. We've just been looking at Donald Trump.
I know, I said this in the rehearsal.
Did you?
Yeah, it's a segue.
rehearsal?
Do you know what they said? They said it will feel weird now, but it won't later.
Yeah. Last time I heard that was on my wedding night.
What do they do when they anoint?
They take the coronation spoon and they dip it in the pure oil and they anoint.
What, they lube him up to get the crown?
Yeah, fully cuffed and stuffed.
I don't think the lubing up occurs in the original.
There is something modern about the anointing oil.
Oh, is it made by Gwyneth Paltrow?
Does it smell of Gwyneth Paltrow?
It's actually excreted by Gwyneth Paltrow. No.
The performance of The Bodyguard, I think it might have been in Manchester, where they couldn't finish the show because some members of the audience got quite boisterous, who might have had a few to drink, who started singing, joining in, and they couldn't hear, the rest of the audience couldn't hear the performer on stage, and it's become a little bit of a common theme in musicals recently of audiences getting up and singing.
What had they done to try and stop incidents like this occurring?
Was it polite laminated notices?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yet it still goes on. Where are we headed? Where are we headed?
It's the end of civilization, isn't it?
Woman breaks world record for widest what?
Is it egg?
Widest egg?
What is egg?
You've got an English breakfast, you've got an unbelievably wide egg.
Government to what to help the climate crisis?
To cut down on these wide eggs.
It's a massive head.
Woman in Scotland terrified to enter her kitchen because what?
Full of police.
It's because of squirrels. I saw this story. The angry squirrels have burst into it, come through the cat flap, and they go like that.
And it's annoying because the flap is for cats and there is a laminated sign.
Yeah.
We had them at home. They invaded the loft. I mean, they're an absolute menace.
I know they are.
Well, you should have put a sign up, did you?
Yeah.
We did. Red or grey, stay away. I mean, nothing works.
The English Breakfast Society asked that you stop what?
Taking the piss out of their nice publication on your horrid panel show.
Exactly. About time somebody had the guts to say it.
Anyway, the final scores are Ian and Charlotte on a paltry 2.
Oh, that's... We got no points for about an hour.
Yeah.
Well, you sort of slipped into a wide egg tailspin, I suppose.
Yeah.
Good night. But before we go, can I just ask the audience to please refrain from singing along to the theme tune? Thank you.
There's evidence that today's news outlets are far too obsessed with clickbait as someone hears that there's a squirrel on a skateboard in St James's Park. And backstage on Russia's top satirical panel show, the guest host begins to lose confidence in the gags for this evening's performance.
Позиции в различных сферах. У нас в первое место причислено
What else has Rishi been pushing to the nation more recently? What's he very keen for us all to do?
Maths.
Math.
I used to teach maths. Can you
Did
believe?
you?
Yeah. And,
Who's got a maths A level here?
no.
No. Nothing? No? GCSE?
No.
You taught maths?
This is the state of education in this country. I wasn't happy about it either. I didn't want to be there. I once said, half of you aren't going to get your GCSE. That's nearly 50%.
Because I can now confirm that there is one part of the country where people spend more time on the loo than anywhere else, and it's right here in the borough of Westminster.
When she says they go to the toilet right here, I thought, well, you shouldn't be standing there.
Yeah, come on, Angela.
Yeah.
I thought she was dead.
Why was the World Snooker Championship interrupted?
Oh, yes. Yeah, there was a guy that got up on the table and, you know, threw some orange paint around.
I saw it on the news, but with the sound down. And I thought they'd gone a bit, you know, like the Super Bowl at half-time. I thought they were trying to jazz it up a bit.
The lawsuit between Dominion and Fox is part of an ongoing battle over free speech and media accountability. In the US, it's led to accusations of election rigging, incitement to violence, a riot at the seat of government, and several deaths. In the UK, Match of the Day only showed the goals one week.
He's very good, isn't he?
I like that one.
Hasn't put a foot wrong tonight.
What's this all about? Ian?
It's called a cassette tape. It's a sort of modern thing. You put music in.
Yes.
And it plays.
You can put a pencil in it as well and...
We've got one here.
Oh.
Who remembers that?
Yeah.
And why are they in the news?
So Ian thought this round was called Guess the Object. They're not making a comeback, are they?
Yeah, making a comeback. And how are the Brecon Beacons National Park having a rebrand? Who wants to go at pronouncing it? Let's cross to our Welsh correspondent.
The correct pronunciation is Banau Brycheiniog. Banau Brycheiniog.
He's very good, isn't he, Michael Sheen?
Yeah, he's
Don't you
good.
think?
He's all right.
Oh, he's good. You know what? Anything he does, he carries.
He does.
Everybody, doesn't he? So he's got such charisma.
I mean, he's the actor of his generation.
Oh.
And
Do people in Scotland like you as much as people in Wales like him?
he's versatile, that's the thing.
Yes, he's versatile. He can do comedy and drama, which a lot of actors can't.
No, they can't do it. Doesn't rely on props.
Exactly that.
Doesn't rely on props.
Oh, he does.
You're not. Yeah, you're not a prop.
No.
Come on.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication the Handwritten Letter Appreciation Society, and it's published every... I can't read that.
Why can't you read it?
Because it's handwritten.
Oh, I see.
Can I tell you how Michael Sheen would have delivered that?
You've got it.
You never lose focus with him, do you?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You never get the feeling when you go, oh, not the fucking Daleks again. You know what I mean? You never get that feeling with Michael Sheen.
Hull opens an experimental new all-you-can-eat crisp buffet.
Oh, I did know, yeah.
There is a point for every one of the 30 options you can name. Richard.
What's it?
Yes, what's it?
Frazzles, Monster Munch.
But wait, there's more than one Monster Munch. There are multiple Monster Munch options.
Pickled onion Monster Munch.
Yes.
Roast beef Monster Munch.
Yes.
Flaming hot Monster Munch.
Excellent.
We found your specialist subject on Mastermind.
Chipsticks.
Yeah, what flavour chipsticks?
Salt and vinegar.
Of course they are. I'm afraid that's your time up. You've done terribly well.
Oh, God.
We've turned into Name That Crisp.
I'm going to
Finally.
The election machines are actually positively brilliant compared to our scoring.
Are you claiming that there's something wrong with the scoring system?
Yes, I am.
I think the crisps made a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
all
I think
about
so.
the crisps.
Oh, right, fine.
Well, I could have done that, but
You were invited to join in.
I didn't know. I wanted to let you have your moment. With the...
I thought I was having mine and then you were going to pass it over. That's what, on a normal, that's what Michael Sheen would have done. For example...
He's like that. David, you were fantastically good tonight.
Oh.
So good.
I can only think of one man who would have done it better.
Oh, Michael will be thrilled.
Following the explosion of his SpaceX rocket ship, Elon Musk attempts to reassure shareholders with his new range of state-of-the-art tumble dryers.
That'd get your clothes dry, wouldn't it?
It's the alarm.
It's the alarm. So, Marina, it's a security alert.
It was, yeah, 3 p.m. on Sunday for some people.
Right.
Not for everyone, though.
OK.
Some people got it on Monday at, like, 2:30 a.m.
Who else was critical of the alarm system?
Well, I think Jacob Rees-Mogg, because I think he wanted it done by semaphore from hills.
Yes.
But I think he said... you will know this, because I gather you've had a bit of a...
Oh, we're mates.
Your mates? Oh, right, that's it.
That's good. You've knocked over your ice bucket.
The champagne's gone flat.
We were keeping that cold for Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah.
Rishi Sunak, who did he elbow last week, metaphorically?
Raab.
Yes, Raab.
Oh, yes.
Raab was found by government inquiry to have bullied and harassed certain civil servants.
He was persistently aggressive.
Yeah.
He undermined. He humiliated.
Striking the table. According to the Telegraph, he also said someone's work was utterly useless and woeful. Is that bullying? Is that bullying?
God almighty, give us a bit of warning. I was waiting for the alarm to go off to tell me that was going to happen. God, my heart rate shot through the roof then.
Oh, I'm a very physical performer.
Oh, indeed you are.
Thank you.
Imagine being told you're
really hurt. It hurts so much. And finally, what's going on here?
This is the police protecting Rishi Sunak. I am right, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rishi Sunak.
Yeah,
Rishi Sunak is in the middle there, and he requires the entire police force
to
defend him from protesters.
But there's no protesters there.
No.
Unless they're disguised as police.
While the French are protesting about the retirement age going up to 64, who has absolutely no intention of retiring?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
That's right, Joe Biden. Joe Biden, 80 years young.
Yes.
Yes.
He's confirmed this week he will be running for president.
Yes.
It's always funny when he says that, isn't it?
Yes.
Because he won't be walking.
No.
And then he says he's going to stand, and you think, not even that.
Well, he'll be 86 at the end of a second term.
It does seem strange that the most powerful country in the world can only find a very, very old man and a man who's going to be in jail to run against each other.
Is that AI generated?
Yes, it is.
Ah, well, you've got metal nipples.
Well, you ought to ask yourself, Paul, because it's you. Yeah? You want to get a metal detector around those sharpish. It's an AI-created image of what people would look like at the peak of physical fitness, and that's you, Paul, at your physical peak of fitness. As imagined by AI.
I'm speaking to my lawyer about this.
Ian, do you want to get ready, Ian?
Blimey.
That expression tells a story, but I'm not sure what it is.
They haven't done me, because it'd just be the same.
So what's the point of that?
It's news.
Apart from humiliating the only two people who are keeping this show on the road.
Okay.
I think that was the point.
Yeah.
Donald Trump this week told his supporters Joe Biden is the most corrupt president in American history. Donald, you are far too modest. Mr. Wapples confirmed that there is definitely the potential for some of the early car parks in poor condition to collapse, but I don't want to set off alarm bells. Let's stick with parking. Why?
Can we change the title of this programme to Who Gives a Fuck?
Why might a car park in China not live up to some drivers' expectations?
Because it's dead. I don't know, I don't care.
I'm pretending.
Yeah, I know. I've been here 33 years, how do you think I feel?
I don't know. If I had empathy, I'd give it a go.
Yeah. Mars rover too far away to care what's happening on Earth after losing will to live. And I know how it feels.
Yeah. Mars rover is lonely.
Oh, no, it's not lonely. And he hasn't got a pet rock. It's on Mars. It's a rocky planet. Get another one.
This is news that the Mars rover has lost its unexpected travelling companion, a small rock that...
This isn't news.
Don't, Scott, you're talking about pain here, Paul.
I am. Pain millions of miles away on a dead planet.
Yeah.
I know how it feels.
Here's the rock.
No, who made that noise?
Now you see
Who made that noise?
Now you see it,
you're
you're
on Mars.
Admit it, Paul. Now that you've seen it, you're actually moved.
No, he isn't.
You're moved.
I didn't realise the relationship was that close.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, there's Prince Andrew.
I think if that was Prince Andrew, the Bible would have caught fire. Is this pledging the allegiance?
Mm-hmm. Originally, that oath was purely for members of the aristocracy. You got all the people who actually owned the land and had the money to say to you, I won't kill you, I won't kill your heirs. Well, I might.
I was going to say, what happens if you do? He's not going to go, but you promised.
Yeah. I swear that I will pay true allegiance to your
No
majesty
one speaks like this.
and to your heirs and successors.
Yes, they do. I don't know who your friends are.
Do we get a cue to do this? Is the Archbishop going to go, oh, together now? Will he be holding up a coheed?
There'll be a little bouncing orb going along the word.
Like one big a cappella group.
Yeah.
This is an offensive and tone-deaf gesture and holds the people in contempt. Or, as these Celtic fans put it... But there is something in this. It's a very exciting ancient medieval service, like pre-medieval. It is quite pagan in a way, isn't it? A coronation.
I think Charles wants it to be. Look at that pagan thing he put on the invitation.
Yes.
The pagan face on the
green
invitation.
man.
Yeah.
What's the big green man?
On the invitation. Did you not get one?
Yeah.
You don't get one.
In my head, the invitations look like a can of Green Giant sweet corn.
Yeah.
That's it. The green man.
Literally, the jolly green giant is inviting you to Westminster Abbey.
Have I taken drugs? What's happening?
Or the stone of scone.
Yes.
Because he sits on top of it.
He does.
A stone?
The stone of destiny. We've told you about this already.
Yeah.
I'm convinced you lot have gone for a drink beforehand going, let's see how much Maisie believes.
The first bit's right.
Stone of...
No, we went for a drink before the show.
I think once the Stone of Scone appears, the Celtic fans are going to change their mind.
They go by Celtic. Just to trip
Celtic.
you up.
Well, just for balance, I'll say I really like Rangers.
Butlins is offering a free mini break at a resort of your choice. But what's the catch?
Charles and Camilla will go with you.
Oh, you nearly had it there. You only get one if your name is Charles or Camilla.
Stop it.
No.
Can I just tell you, it was not fun being a Camilla in the 1990s. My mother chose my name thinking it was the most lovely and fragrant name in the world. And I literally slap her all through the 90s. But sorry, don't broadcast that. I'll get executed.
It's fine if you just now say slap a consort.
Yes.
It makes it all better.
Now, Stockton is right behind you, and the town couldn't be prouder. I just wanted to wish you the very best of luck in today's final. Good luck, the Anchors.
It does have the ring of a hostage video, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And they have to hold up the paper with the date on it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dr. Geoffrey Hinton is known as the godfather of AI. He's resigned from his job at Google this week. He said he found the dangers of AI chatbots quite scary, adding, I'm not that optimistic because I don't know any examples of more intelligent things being controlled by less intelligent things.
So you should try living in Britain. You were there, though.
Yes, I was.
Were you in the Wagatha Christie
Yes, I was there.
Did you find her convincing?
No, she was quite entertaining, though. It was very amusing watching the barristers having to read out these unbelievably rude text messages in the very, you know. And then she said, that can fuck off, you know. What am I doing here?
Yes, they all love flying on private jets, apart from Vladimir Putin, who will only travel by train around Russia.
By train?
Yeah. Why does
Russia?
Yes.
Russia's massive.
Yes, on a train.
Not everybody ever gets killed in a train crash, whereas in a plane crash, you know, that's it, you know. I always wonder about that whistle they tell you to blow when you're in a plane crash. When you crash into the sea, blow this whistle to attract attention, as if a jumbo jet flying into the sea. Nobody will notice that, but I hear a whistle. Oh, hello. Right, yes, now, don't tell me. So, yes, this is the, what's it called? The coronation, yes. Did you enjoy it?
What, all 7.5 hours? Every minute of it.
And they were worried they might strap themselves to a lamppost, which obviously would have really upset the king. As he went past in his gold coach, he'd have thought. It's such a lovely day, but there's somebody over there tied to a lamppost.
Andrew, I think. Not my brother.
Who stole the show?
Oh, Penny Mordaunt. Yeah. She was carrying the sword of state. She was slightly cheating. She has got a thing around her neck that the sword was in, so she wasn't really carrying it.
There's not like a ghost holding it from behind her neck. Like, she's still carrying it.
That's not a ghost, that's John Major behind. She had this costume made specially, which is based on the Privy Council.
No, this is based on the uniform of the Greek airlines.
Yeah.
Or the Poundland logo.
Ian, didn't you tell me before that at the royal wedding they make you wear an adult nappy?
What? This is... Excuse the expression, but this is worth unpicking.
I'm sure
Ian went to the royal wedding and they made him wear a royal nappy.
No, I'm sure. Weren't you invited to Kate and William's wedding?
No, how dare you? No, I was not invited.
Could have sworn it
I was
you.
snubbed. So I wasn't there, I wasn't wearing a nappy. Apart from that, the story's great.
What's Keir Starmer been warned to avoid? Doing a what?
Doing a Neil Kinnock.
Yes.
It's overconfidence.
Would you like to explain, Ian, for the younger viewers in their 50s?
Sheffield.
Sheffield.
1992.
Yes, he doesn't want to be Kinnock, does he? He doesn't want to repeat history and get overconfident and then lose and end up with another Tory government. So he's been constrained and responsible and mature.
I'm really bored.
I feel it's so weird that people get down on him for being boring. Like, after 4 years of the last guy we had in America, I want my politicians to be boring. You don't want your brain surgeon to be like, I'm a bit of a maverick, you know? You know what I mean? Like, let him be boring.
Well, I mean, you're doing well with your new president, aren't you?
Yeah, he's barely conscious.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Is it the Archbishop? I was very keen on the Archbishop. Is it him?
You were very keen on the Archbishop? He was at Oxford with you, was he? Old Bish. Was he Old Bish with you?
No, Theological College.
Theological College. Did you ever link arms as you wandered across the quadrangle?
Yeah.
You did.
We've been locked on a couple
You're locked
times.
on.
Yeah.
Have your mortar board at a coquettish angle? Waving at the bursar?
It's almost as if you were there.
Yeah. I was the mascot.
It's a guy in a sexy bin. What is this?
That's a sexy bin.
I mean, she's definitely got to like, hey, partner, what's up? Hop on.
What other things has Kevin built? The world's fastest shed?
A bit of a giveaway, this one. I think it's Putin.
Yes.
That's it. Points, please. This is a victory parade, and it was scaled down, and there was one tank from the Second World War. That's all he's got left.
Blimey,
Oh, there's a missile.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Is that something else that Kevin's built? the world's biggest pencil case.
He's very paranoid now, because the head of his mercenary group, the Wagner group, is just going on television saying he's useless and the war's being lost.
It's quite bad when you lose the mercenaries. On your side.
Yes, it is bad, isn't it?
Where did Jeremy Hunt learn the skill?
When he was at uni.
What do they teach at British universities?
Don't ask me. Did he appear at the Edinburgh Fringe like 40 years ago or something?
Did he?
No, I'm asking. No, I don't know.
I don't know. Not on here. There's only one non-human member of the Magic Circle. Does anyone know who it is? It's Sooty.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course.
Who is this?
Who is
Sooty,
this?
Yeah, I don't know.
That happens to be our Prime Minister during the Second World War. We'd all be speaking German if it wasn't for him.
This is Sainsbury's minced beef. The supermarket has brought out a new eco-friendly design which uses less plastic. But customers are not impressed. One described the new packaging as very medical, like I've just bought someone's kidney.
Oh, you'd be lucky to get a kidney, my friend.
What do you think? Do you think it looks a bit disgusting?
British or Irish, it says.
That does not inspire confidence at all.
We don't really know.
Yeah.
Threw a bunch of cows into a wood chopper. We have no idea.
We're not even sure it's beef, to be honest.
And this is the British Prime Minister meeting the Japanese Prime Minister.
This is the news that Rishi Sunak is big in Japan. Do you remember Big in Japan?
No.
No. OK.
It's quite catchy.
It's quite catchy.
I think I've heard it myself about 4 times in the last minute.
Why is the Prime Minister big in Japan?
He's gone abroad to avoid all the Conservatives telling him he's awful. He's got to find somewhere to go where they don't hate him.
Yes.
And Japan, they don't know who he is.
Jeremy Hunt is also in Japan.
Is he?
Standing like this.
Judging by the stretch of those trousers, he's big in Japan, I think.
Does anyone in this room remember Bacon Japan? Yes. Thank you. Alphaville. Chris, just so you know, Liz looks as if she's sticking her head out of a little coffin, mini coffin.
She's gone over, hasn't she? She's telling everyone we should be watching out for China. I mean, she's changed her tune, hasn't she? Whatever happened to the pork markets, Liz? You told us Beijing was open to our pork and they were gagging for it.
Gang, I sense a quiz coming on. Paul loves a little quiz. Now, teams, ready?
You called us a gang again. Every time you come on this show, you call us a gang.
Yeah.
We're not a gang.
We are.
I'd like to be in a gang.
Oh, OK, we're in a gang. We're all in a gang.
This is the news. You can now get a sausage roll from Greggs, the bakers, until 2 a.m. in Leicester Square in London.
There's some people in the audience go, oh, yeah.
They've got to have bouncers, haven't they?
Yes.
In Greggs?
They've got to have bouncers in
Why,
Greggs.
do people try and steal them?
No, they're trying to throw people in.
Imagine being a bouncer on Greggs, by the way. You'd be the laughing stock of the bouncer world, wouldn't you? Your mates would be like, oh, have a good night at work, Dave. Try not to get any crumbs on yourself.
What have 1 in 10 people admitted to doing with their sausage roll? It's dunking sausage rolls in their tea. Oh, this is according to the Daily Star. 10% of people in Britain do that.
Well, no, they don't. OK, look, we'll have a straw poll of the audience here. How many people have dunked sausage roll in their tea? Nobody.
Are you suggesting the Daily Star just makes these polls up?
Suspiciously round figure, 10%.
In Scratby in Norfolk. Oh, look at that! It looks lovely because it sounds like a shithole, doesn't it?
That's the slogan on the town when you drive in. Sounds like a shithole, but looks great.
This is the news that the most watched Eurovision Song Contest ever was held in Liverpool on Saturday. To be honest, gang, I'm still there.
To be honest, gang leader, we weren't. But I read in the paper that you dressed up as a milkmaid.
Again? Can I just say, seriously, I was really worried that I'd underdone it. And I haven't seen that. That is appalling over.
I'm amazed you don't have to pay for that on some obscure channel.
What coronation item stopped somebody at airport security this week?
I know what this is.
Come on.
It's a piece of cake.
Yes!
It was a piece of cake and it got stopped at the airport because the coronation cake, the official coronation cake, had exactly the same density as plastic explosives.
Absolutely right, Chris.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
I mean, I don't think that's something that... You'd never hear that on Bake Off, do you? Quite Sentexy.
Have a look at this. Piece of spaghetti and a squirrel. The squirrel is actually eating the spaghetti. If you look at it, it really is quite extraordinary. I've never seen anything like it. And he just continues to eat it until it disappears. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, really.
The thing is, the fella, he goes in the video, the squirrel's eating pasta. I can't describe it. I can't put it into words. But he did.
Yeah.
It's literally a squirrel eating pasta. He needs to have more faith in himself, really, doesn't he?
I think so.
The blind man understands, picture in his head, a squirrel eating pasta.
Yeah.
So we need this.
I think he's done a good job.
Yeah. To be fair, he didn't reference a knife and fork or the napkin it had stuck in its collar.
Man who dedicated his life to finding the Loch Ness Monster says...
I need help. Says, I may have been mistaken as I don't believe the monster now exists, having devoted 30 years of my life looking for it. I somehow felt this as a mythology that was built up in around about 1932 when the Daily Mail ran a series of stories which later turned out to be hoaxes.
You see, I can't see how blocked out the text is, mate.
It's huge. It's a paragraph.
Yeah, I'd have gone with shit.
Yeah.
In Andalusia, there's evidence that a recent spillage of omega-3 oil is having an effect on the brains of local wildlife.
Buenas tardes, perdona, para Bolonia?
And Suella Braverman was done for speeding.
Yeah. Yes.
And she asked her civil servants if she could have a one-to-one speed awareness course. And this was on the grounds that she's extremely well known. It would be embarrassing. And I have to say, I did a speed awareness course, and it was unbelievably embarrassing.
So you don't do it again?
So you don't do it again?
Yeah.
I mean, the Archbishop of Canterbury went and sat at the back of his speed awareness course.
He wasn't on the same one as you, was he?
Yeah, of course.
How fast were you going, Ninian?
I was doing 24 miles an hour outside IKEA.
Just a quick question, though. Do you shop in IKEA?
Yeah, I was actually trying to get into IKEA, largely for these spaghetti meatballs, which are extremely good. But no, I was caught. You know, I went there.
Yeah.
The bloke was making jokes at my expense. The leader, very amusing.
It is time, though, to pull up the deck chair and get out the popcorn, isn't it? I mean, once his WhatsApps start to be revealed, just like the Matt Hancock stuff, amazing.
They are. Supporters of Boris have complained about stitch up and smear. Oh, sounds like a firm of solicitors, doesn't it?
Gynecologist.
See, I thought that, but I didn't want to say it.
I was there with you, but I thought, no.
No.
I wouldn't want to see that on television.
Absolutely not.
This is the BBC.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've actually got my muff out on telly and done a live smear test. It got me a BAFTA nomination, actually.
This isn't Channel 4 lunchtime now, you know.
There are people watching.
Here we go.
Are you going to take that?
This is it. The shit is hitting the fan now, look.
And he and his wife are losing a small amount of money through, I believe it's Infosys.
Yeah, correct.
And that's the stuff that she was dodging tax on because of declaring
I think we
non-dom
call it
status.
avoiding.
Yes.
But she's never offered to pay back the 20 million that she could have paid since he became a Member of Parliament. So I call that dodging.
The legal migration figures came out this week. Net migration to the UK last year was 606,000 people. It's gone up quite a lot. What do you think on this, Nabil? Are you surprised?
Woo, get in there, lads. 300 years ago, a few people came over to certain countries also, well, not quite legally, and I mean, eventually we persuaded them to leave, but they took some stuff, so as far as I see it, you owe us, so...
I lived in Nigeria for 4 years.
Did you?
No wonder we have so many problems, you see?
I was between 0 and 4, so... but still, I can still create trouble.
Wow, so you're actually Nigerian?
Technically.
Ah, my guy, chop local, man.
Were you born there, then?
No, I left Wales to go to Nigeria.
You're Welsh!
I'm Nigerian.
How many different people that everybody hates do you want to be?
I mean, I suppose it's always going to be really difficult, isn't it? You know, when there's a bit of rift between a much-loved, long-running TV duo.
Yes, but we don't sit next to each other.
Yeah.
What's the secret to your success as a pair?
We don't talk to each other outside of a recording.
Paid tribute to Philip Schofield the day after his departure was announced. And just to be clear, he hadn't died.
Now, we can't start today's show without paying tribute to the man who spent the last 2 decades sitting on This Morning sofa, Philip Schofield.
So, as a show, everyone on and off screen at ITV and This Morning want to say a huge thank you for what it's done to make the show such a success.
This is the news that Just Stop Oil protesters have targeted one of the gardens at the Chelsea Flower Show.
Oh, for God's sake.
No! Stop it!
You bloody moron.
No! Stop!
That is the poshest, whitest thing.
Because they're under attack.
This isn't Chicago, is it? It's not the sort of thing that would happen in America. There'd be at least 15 people dead by now.
So, the person spraying the water on them, were they part of the demonstration?
No. She's part of the Chelsea Flower Show police, and that's a very small water cannon.
What in the vegan barbecue is going on?
What has Manchester City footballer Erling Haaland increased the sales of?
He wears a hairband, doesn't he? But that's not it.
It's not that.
No.
Move down the body.
He wears a hairband. I can't stop now.
They are all pilots.
So, but is Ryanair the odd one out?
I think so.
Is she right?
She is right, yeah?
Yeah!
We've got a
point! High five!
Hello, you've got another child. Blimey, have I? Don't remember that at all.
Now, there is a suggestion that Boris Johnson is just trying to cover his arse, but he's not doing that good a job at it. Someone else has to do it for him.
Do these new claims over lockdown signal an end to your political career?
No.
Oh. I think that's one of the things we don't have to see.
Yeah, it's still there at the moment.
Yeah. Oh. Couldn't it be redacted?
Yeah.
You have been on a speed of awareness.
I
Of course,
have
you not?
indeed.
As have I, but I was going even slower than you. I was going 22 in a 20.
I was doing 24, Speedy Gonzales.
I did feel for you, Ian, because I had to go on a speed
Oh, did
awareness
you?
course, and I was recognised.
How fast were you going?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't say, yeah. OK.
It's all a bit of a blur.
We're going to stick with football. Why has a statue of former River Plate manager Marcelo Gallardo been getting a lot of coverage?
Oh, it's got to be a bad likeness, isn't it? He's got a big head. It makes him look like a pumpkin.
It's not his head.
He's got a knee that makes him look like a pumpkin.
I'm guessing it's his penis, is it?
The original golden balls.
It's Ian.
Well, that's very kind of you.
What's been perplexing ex-footballer Gary Neville? He's come up with an excellent invention.
You can never really retire if you love work and you are relentless. But what you can have is mini retirements during the year. And that's what I've tried to do. I don't do it very well. So, for instance, this weekend, I'm going to Spain Friday till Monday morning. I call it a mini retirement.
They're called holidays.
An eco-protester took to the stage during the final of Sweden's Let's Dance. I'll show you how the protest came to an abrupt end. Protesters disrupted a performance on Sweden's version of Strictly Come Dancing, but were taken out by a camera. I must say, if there's one thing I've always learnt over the years, it's to always stay on the good side of the technical crew. It stood me in good... Oi, 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 oi! Really?
I think that's the first camera move this show's ever done.
Hugh, you're a member of the Cloud Appreciation Society.
I am. I love a cloud.
Just for you, what is this?
It's a cloud. Lenticular. Now, they happen. I can tell you how they happen. When the air comes... It kind of goes up over a range of hills. Sometimes, at the top, it condenses and forms a cloud. So the cloud, which is a lenticular cloud, if the wind is blowing that way, this cloud doesn't go that way. It just stays at the top of a hill because the new air passing through forms a cloud as the air beyond the cloud leaves the cloud. Why the fuck did I start?
Derek Thompson is leaving the role of Charlie Fairhead that he's had for 37 years and is now going to try his hand at acting. 37 years of Charlie, not even Michael Gove has done that much. Over 37 years and...
Hang on, was that a reference to Michael Gove doing cocaine? They went by very quickly, the audience didn't really notice it, but I didn't want to draw attention to it, because I thought probably deserved more than it got. You sort of slipped it by very quickly, you weren't sure you didn't want to be saying that, did you really? Anyway, I pointed out, so you're OK now. Carry on.
Levelling up those huge piles.
If you make a big one, it looks like a very particular kind of cloud.
This is the news that Scottish people don't like Londoners. Ruth, is it true?
Apparently we like the Welsh, which surprised me.
Yeah.
Nothing like a United Kingdom.
Which recent event could have cemented Scottish people's dislike for Southerners?
When they moan about a train going and they've got another one coming in 2 minutes' time and the rest of us have to work it out and it's an hour till the next train. That?
That was from the heart, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, did I say the inside bit out loud again? I have to stop that.
After not getting the crowd response they felt they deserved, they didn't hold back. Take a look.
We're having to clap ourselves because that was so pathetic. Well done, Ben.
They could consider changing their name to What a Tosser. Honestly.
It's just a bit posh boys being entitled wankers.
That's a better name, entitled wankers.
Ruth being the sort of Scottish person that might not like Londoners, and Hugh, the sort of Londoner they might not like.
Very.
But there's a lot of Londoners who don't like Londoners.
No, that's true. And there's a lot of Londoners that love clouds.
Come to Scotland, see your clouds. Just go back again, though, when you're done.
Experts say humans have never been less hairy. According to The Times, the idea of hair removal was brought to Britain by the Romans following the Second Pubic War.
It was called Wax Romana. Thank you very much. Thank you. That could be described as grudging.
Yeah, but half the people didn't know why they were clapping, but they just joined in. They wanted to show they understood Latin. It was Latin. Was it Latin?
It was Latin.
Oh, yeah, great. Great on a topical news quiz, isn't it?
Britons have an average of 24 what a year?
Prime Ministers.
Mini retirements.
Before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
Ooh. You've certainly crossed the line in that one, Ian.
And you would think he'd pronounced Rishi Sunak's name right, because the first time around he said it was Rashid Sunak.
Yeah, but this time he called him Richie, which is nearer.
Donald Trump, when he was reading the autocue and he came to the word Yosemite, said Yo-Semites. Which is, as John Berman, a news anchor on CNN, who himself is Jewish, said that's how Jewish people greet each other.
He blamed the sandbag, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Well, I think I blame the sandbag as well. It was right there next to him. He didn't know what's going on. He's got all these bodyguards talking to, oh, yeah, they're looking out for snipers. But he's got no one there looking out for, like, trip hazard. And at that point, that's what you need. You're not scared about being shot at that age. You're just scared about falling over.
Yeah.
What's this about? Oh, sorry, that doesn't sound quite... I think
There was a news story about it going out of fashion. It's not... The kids they're not interested anymore, which is a shame, because in the old days it was just parents and teachers who hated the damn thing.
You're quite right. This is the news that the recorder is dying out.
Was ever worried about it in COVID, that it might easily understood how the virus might be transmitted from one to the other if you're putting something in your mouth and blowing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, basically they were... Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making up... You should be ashamed of yourself.
The problem with this case is just it wasn't very good. I don't think there's any doubt that the tabloids, all of them, were up to phone cacking, but he spent 8 hours answering questions, many of them which he didn't know the answer to. Again, I think he thought it was opera.
When you say it was opera, was he expecting somebody to say, "Where were you on the night of the
It's Oprah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Oprah, not opera.
Opera, yeah.
Where did Harry not appear? There was a picture taken away from the National Portrait Gallery, wasn't there? I like how they obviously said, look, we just want to catch you in a sort of casual thing. You know?
Just wear what you'd normally wear.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's a British uniform.
I can see what a double...
That's the actual giant.
No one really knows, though, when which bits of the giant were added. So you could make a case for removing it.
Well, what should be removed, the penis or the man? Just leave the penis there.
Yeah.
Was the penis added later?
Well, no one's quite
sure. They think some schoolboys did it or something.
Yeah. I think it was a face originally, if you look.
Looks like a penis to me, Ian.
What did Holly say on her return to this morning?
Her tone of voice suggested that Phil Schofield and everybody he'd ever known had all been murdered by terrorists. I can't believe he's not here with us. It's all right, he's at home.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, all we can do now is be the family that we are.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh, so here's what we've got coming up. Many of us enjoyed the sunny weather this weekend, but if you have hay fever, you might feel differently.
Just the most fantastic segue. Oh, my God, my heart's broken, and hay fever.
What I don't understand is why they keep calling it a family, because it's like the mafia.
Yeah. Better just to call them the audience, really. Well, they are. Otherwise it's confusing. You've got more respect for that.
Yeah, I mean, if me and Ian looked in the camera and said, "Hello, like what you've done with those curtains." I'll probably cut this bit.
A minute's silence for a great titan of British politics.
Yeah.
The Privilege Committee have found that Boris Johnson did deliberately lie. He lied at the time to the Commons, he lied about lying later, he lied about whether he'd lied about the lying. He lied at every point, and he ended up calling the committee liars. And everyone has behaved incredibly badly except himself. But he's gone. He's gone. Ellen, you're looking.
But he's here tonight.
And the only people who are defending Boris are the people who he gave an honour 3 days ago. There is a case, I think, for suggesting that the political honours that he gave out should all be nulled.
Which, above anything else, very funny. Very funny.
To be honest, I feel like it's a bit like England in football tournaments, because I don't believe he's gone for good. You know, it's like with England, we always think they're going to win, everyone gets excited, and then at the last minute, we lose, and I've got a flare stuck up my bum. So I feel like this is very similar with... Don't you know what I mean, Clive? We've all been there. Look. That's how I feel like I don't know if this is the end of Boris.
Well... Yeah, well, it's a depressing thought, and I would say carpe diem. I'm just enjoy today. Because if he's back again... I mean, Matthew Paris once wrote that we don't know Boris is dead until you put a stake through his heart. Everything Johnson touches turns really to shit, really. And, you know, the honours system is the last of them. Normally, we go through the honours list looking for people who are dodgy. This year, we went through looking for anyone who wasn't.
What has proved controversial about the honour awarded to Charlotte Owen? No one knows why she has got this honour. She's only 29, and she has served less than 2 years in the policy unit at number 10.
Did she do the least damage of anyone there?
Anyone know why Boris Johnson might have given her one? Given her a peerage. That is what I...
You'll remember you were there for the end of Clive Murray's career. Is Boris Johnson taking over this morning? Is it going to be him and Holly? In a year's time, she can say, he lied to me.
That was a really good impression. I thought that was Holly Willoughby, I really did.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
I hadn't seen that, that's great.
Why would they want to do that?
like he's doing an impression of himself.
It's a bad impression of himself.
Yeah.
With a touch of Jerry Lewis in there. I didn't do anything.
Nice to be able to try out my Sean Connery impression. Epstein.
Not as good as his Holly Willoughby.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you tried it after that.
Are you okay?
He's done it again! He's done it again! All right, Silvio Berlusconi, and he's now gone to join the Bunga Bunga party in the sky.
Can I ask a question that's been bothering me now for literal decades?
Yeah.
What is Bunga Bunga? Is it something one has or something one does?
Very good question. Any ideas?
It's something one does, but I only know that from reading.
Spoken like you were at the Commons Privileges Committee.
What is on Berlusconi's head?
It's a hair transplant under there.
I thought you were going to ask, what's his left hand doing?
The only person who, when he died, said what a brilliant person he was Putin.
Yes.
Which is probably a measure of the man.
Here they are together.
Is that his hair after the transplant?
What happens then if 4 is the perfect number? What happens if it includes more than 4 people?
It breaks up into smaller, more boring conversations, and you get stuck with someone. And it's, oh, God. You can hear something interesting's happening over there, and you're going, oh, really?
Yeah.
You've got a new dog? Oh, God.